All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are breaking down the Chicago Bears, specifically their defense, and more specifically, the Montez Sweat effect and everything he's doing for this Bears defense. This is a Chicago defense that's been playing some really good football as of late. We've got a great set of cut-ups for you today to highlight exactly what Sweat is doing in collection with the entire defense. As always, if you appreciate this content, give us a like, give us a comment. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, we're going to open up with a pass rush. There is Montez Sweat right there on the left side of your screen, right defensive end. The Detroit Lions are going to give a little bit of a tight end chip here before Laporta works into his route. They're going to be one-on-one right here with the left tackle taking Sweat. They're going to have the left guard one-on-one on the defensive tackle right there. This is a really great design for the Chicago Bears defense because, again, you can see the attention that Sweat's going to draw. And what's going to happen is Sweat's going to work vertical, deal with the chip, and then immediately come down and crash on the left guard. The defensive tackle is going to then loop around and get the sack on Jared Goff. But I want everyone to focus on all the attention that goes to Montez Sweat. And then, of course, he takes care of number 73. Let's watch how this goes. Or you can see the tight end chip there. Again, you can see 68, the left tackle. He's not even looking for a stunt to come around right now. He's so focused on Sweat because Sweat is such a player. Sweat goes right into left guard. 93 gets the sack. Outstanding rep. Again, watch how late 68 is to react to the stunt. Again, he's a veteran left tackle. This is not some rookie in his first NFL start, right? This guy's played a lot of football, and he is solely focused on Sweat because Montez Sweat is that kind of player who can disrupt offenses. And this is what adding Montez Sweat can do for your defense. A lot of eyes on him, allows you to pull a stunt. Easy sack there for number 93. Because of the addition of Montez Sweat, we're seeing this Bears defense get better and better.
Yeah, Nick, and since week 9, the addition of Montez Sweat, this defense has absolutely skyrocketed. Fifth in total defense, fifth in pass defense, ninth in scoring defense, and they're tied for second in total takeaways with 11. This defense, with the addition of Montez Sweat, the last few games have been doing absolutely phenomenal. And it's like you said, the attention that's put on Montez Sweat has elevated this entire defense.
All right, next up, we got a run defense here. This is 4th and 1, big play in the game for those of you who didn't remember. You can see the Bears have a really great design here up front defensively. They reduced the defensive tackle over here to nose guard. He's going to loop around. I really love this design schematically when defenses do this. But let's focus again on Montez Sweat. Again, it's 4th and 1. You can look at the design of the defense right here, that the offense is really going to try and run in this direction, or at least in that angle right there. They're going to try and get down blocks here as much as they can, get everyone up to linebackers, maybe pull someone around. But again, the point here is this block right here on Sweat. If you can get penetration and blow this play up, you can stop any team's running game. Let's watch how Sweat does here. All right, there's a snap. You can see the Lions are trying to run right to that bubble. They've got some block downs. They've got the pulling guard. Let's watch Montez Sweat bowl through this tight end. Look at that penetration. Again, this ball was snapped at the 34-yard line, the Bears 34. You can see the ball right there. Look how deep Sweat gets in the hole right there. All the way around the 30-yard line. That's 4 yards of penetration, and he doesn't get washed down horizontal. This is vertical penetration. Watch how far 26 has to bubble it right into the help, buried for a 3-4-yard loss, game-changing 4th down stop. Look, this is great across the board from the Bears defense. Defensive tackle loops around, gets involved in the tackle. Great work there. Linebacker bleeds Sam Laporta, does a good job, fights off the pulling guard. DB's flying. You got number 91 playing at a high level. Love the energy jumping on top of pile there. Great stuff up front there. Gotta love that fight. Gotta love that competitiveness. But it all starts with number 98. It all starts with Sweat generating that penetration. None of this happens if you don't get penetration on short yardage plays. And Sweat getting that penetration had a huge impact on this play, and he's had a huge impact on the Bears defense. All right, on the first couple of plays, we've seen the attention that Sweat draws on the pass protection game open up the opportunities for other defenders, and we've seen the penetration that Sweat can generate on the running game can help the defense come up with big stops. But Sweat, of course, is much more than that. He can also win in one-on-one matchups, which is exactly what we're going to get here from the Lions. They've got one-on-one right here, left tackle on an island, edge rush situation. These are plays that you have to win if you're going to be an elite pass rusher. Let's watch how Sweat does here. Big time pressure, big time sack. Or you can see the one-on-one right there. Drives right into 68's chest, buries through him, gets the sack on the quarterback. Nice play. Again, I love how Sweat immediately attacks into his chest, but he doesn't get too far inside. This is clearly a bold to inside move, but he doesn't get too horizontal with it. Some of these young guys, they get too parallel to the line of scrimmage, allows the tackle to potentially wash him down the quarterback and then escape outside the pocket. Sweat, vertical the entire time, driving through the tackle. Again, maintains that leverage. He buries through the left tackle, but I love right here, he still works through the tackle's outside shoulder, again, to prevent the quarterback from escaping to the outside. gets on Jared Goff, gets him on the ground. He does it all, folks. Winning in the running game, drawing attention in the pass game, and also dominating one-on-one matchups when necessary as well. Montez Sweat is having clearly a huge effect on this Bears defense, and this is not a short-term mirage. He's going to be this good for a very long time.
And Montez Sweat, he has absolutely added to the pressure of this Bears defense, getting a total of 3.5 sacks in the last game, 10 sacks on the season for Sweat, 2 forced fumbles. He's really been putting in the work, but he is really getting back to form of where he was. Kind of quiet the first 2 games. These last 3 games, he's been absolute monster. We saw it against Detroit, and I think this is why the Bears were able to come away with a major win against the Lions.
All right, on the previous play, we showed Sweat getting a sack in a one-on-one pass rush, and there he is right there. Of course, very similar situation. This is late in the game. This is fourth quarter time. Again, one-on-one pass rush here. I want everyone to watch this play and how it develops, and then we'll backpedal to the sideline view to show exactly how Sweat getting such a great pass rush influences quarterbacks and influences offenses. All right, so there's a snap again. It's one-on-one. Jared Goff quickly gets rid of the football, misses his guy, short throw, incomplete pass. Right? When you watch this, you're just like, okay, quarterback, tight end, not on the same page. Quarterback had some time, just a miscommunication there, right? Easy enough. Not at all. Let's back to the sideline view here. Let's backpedal through all this stuff right here. And I want you fans right here to watch this at the bottom of your screen. You're going to see the snap right here. Let me freeze it. They have an open corner route right there. This is not an easy throw, mind you, right? Let me go a little bit further. This is not an easy throw, right? The quarterback has to lay it over the corner and can't let the safety get in there. It's a tough ball, but it's a ball that Jared Goff has hit a number of times before. But because of the pressure that Sweat generates, because he sacked Jared Goff on literally the previous play, Jared Goff is now a little shaky in the pocket. He wants to get rid of the ball. Timing's off, incomplete pass. It's not just the sack on first down. It's the fear of the pressure in the quarterback's mind on second down that forces a negative play for the Lions offense.
And Nick, people were saying, okay, why did the Bears pick up Sweat? Why did they not go after a guy like Chase Young? Chase Young was the better name at the time. Well, let's look at a quick 3-game review of the stats. Sweat, 3.5 sacks, like we've said. He's had 14 total pressures in the last 3 games. We go look at Chase Young, 0 sacks in the last 3 games, coupled with only 9 pressures. Montez Sweat has been much more productive for this Bears team, and he's the star on this Bears defensive line. He's the one everybody's paying attention to. Chase Young, he is a secondary guy, I would say, on the 49ers. There are so many stars on that defensive line that Chase Young should have a lot of opportunities, but Montez Sweat, in the last 3 games has shined a whole lot more than Chase Young has. And I think this was, just like we said, another great pickup by Poles, add a lot to the defense.
All right, so the Lions trying to come up with a few schemes to kind of counteract Sweat and what he was doing in one-on-one matchups. And what the Lions did in this situation is they slid the protection to Sweat. There he is, of course, on the left side of your screen. You can see the Bears have a defensive lineman right there and a linebacker right here. They slid and did a gap protection here to the offense's left to theoretically pick up every single one of these 3 guys, but it also gave them an opportunity if 49 drops out, which he most likely would, because if 49 came on a blitz, Amon-Ra St. Brown, number 14, could just settle in right there. That'd be an easy completion for Jared Goff. So most likely this is a fake blitz, and he's going to drop into coverage, which again allows the Lions to basically double team Montez Sweat. You have 68, take the outside shoulder. You have 73, take the inside shoulder, and you have the center work over to the defensive tackle right there. Again, this is what the Lions came up with to try and counteract Montez Sweat. And if Sweat stays to the outside, 68 will stay on him. But what that does when you slide the protection this way is it creates one-on-one matchups across the defensive line on the other side, opens up opportunities for other players. Let's see what happens. There's a snap. You can see the protection slide to the left. You can see 49 drop into coverage. Right there, you can see a stun inside. You can see defensive tackle come around. You can see the pocket collapse. And again, because of all the attention, because they're sliding 2 guys to Montez Sweat right there, it creates an opportunity for a stunt like this to work. And you can see the defensive tackle, the leading tackle loop around. He actually gets past the center, blows through him, and gets a sack on Jared Goff as the pocket collapses. It's like having a great wide receiver that draws a double team on offense. It opens up opportunities for other guys. This is what we're seeing from the Bears. A lot of these young guys for the Bears defense, they weren't getting a lot of snaps in terms of making big-time negative plays. Now they're starting to create those big-time negative plays. All right, on the previous play, we showed how this attention that Montez Sweat is getting is opening up opportunities for other Bears defensive linemen, but it's also opening up opportunities for the Bears schematically to create big plays for their defense. So here we've got a third down pass rush situation for the Bears. This was earlier in the game. At this point, the Lions have not adjusted to a slide protection. They're still going to play man on man across the board here. Man across the board. Everyone outside got the man. Of course, you have an edge rusher who's just off the screen right there. You've got the linebacker right here that the running back would potentially be picking up. Now, here in this situation, if I was the offensive line coach, if I was the quarterback, I'd want to do a slide to the right protection. I'd have all the offensive linemen take the gap to their right, working like this, creating kind of a wall here, and have the running back take the end man on the line of scrimmage, kind of clear up the picture for the quarterback. Make sure you have all the gaps solid right here because there's a lot of people near the line of scrimmage. But at this point in the game, the Lions are scared to death of anyone working down inside for Montez Sweat. This is a tough block for the tackle to try and cut off someone inside right here. More likely than not, any good defensive end is basically going to get blocked right into the quarterback. Montez Sweat's obviously a good defensive end. So at this point, the Lions are scared to death of that. So they're just going to stick with the man blocking scheme across the board. That opens up opportunities for other defensive players. Let's check out what happens. You can see the snap and you can see 49 come on the blitz. So right here, you can see everyone's got man protection across the board. Now 49 has a straight shot at the quarterback with the running back having to work across the formation, gets in Goff's face right away. Goff has to throw the ball quickly before he's ready. Inaccurate throw, incomplete pass, Lions punt. This is great design defensively, right? You have the defensive tackle work towards the running back, the linebacker work away from the running back, creating an easy opportunity to generate pressure. But again, this is what happens when you want to play man-on-man pass protection across the board. It opens up opportunity for blitzers. Normally, like I said, you'd rather play a gap protection and kind of cover up every single gap you can. If the Lions would have done that, they would have been in position to pick up 49 with the lineman, and they would not have had pressure in Jared Goff's face. But again, they're terrified of the athleticism and explosiveness of Montez Sweat beating this tackle across the tackle's face and getting into Goff's face in terms of that gap protection. So they decided to go with man coverage or man protection, excuse me, results in pressure in Goff's face, incomplete pass. What Sweat brings to the table allows their defense to get more and more creative. And the more creative a defense can get, the more positive plays they can generate for their defense. And this is a great example of just that.
Yeah, Nick, and we talk about the positive plays. We talk about the effects on other players. I want to talk about one player in particular that Montez Sweat has really helped elevate, and that's Chicago Bears cornerback Jalen Johnson, who's had his 3 top games of the season in the last 3 games because of the pressure Montez Sweat has put in. This guy's been absolutely phenomenal, throwing up some scores like an 83.4, 92.7, 85.0 PFF grams in the last 3 games. Jalen Johnson has become an absolute monster, and that is largely due to the pressure and the Tez effect, the Montez Sweat effect, but as his teammates call him, the Tez effect.
All right, so another pass rush situation. You can see the Bears have everybody at the line of scrimmage right here. So at this case, you have to do a slide gap protection up front from the offensive lineman across the board right here. Now, generally what teams do is they actually try and block a guy like Montez Sweat here. But once again, the Lions, rightly so, don't like this matchup. They think Sweat will beat him across his face and get pressure on Jared Goff. So what they do is they just leak the tight end out in the flat and say, okay, we're going to let Sweat go unblocked, and Jared Goff's just going to hit Laporta, the young tight end right there, for an easy completion, get some positive yardage. Let's watch what Sweat does here. Again, he is so talented. He breaks schemes that are designed to exploit him. Let's check out this play. All right, everyone slides to the right up front. You can see the tackle working inside. You can see Sam Laporta releasing out to the flat, and Sweat knocks it down. Again, this is just incredible stuff. The whole premise of this scheme is to knock block Sweat, get the ball to Sam Laporta's hands right off the get-go. But Sweat is so good, so athletic, that he makes the play. This is what drives offensive coaches crazy, because here they're like, we have no options. If we do a gap protection, we know he's going to beat him across his face. If we do a man protection, it opens up opportunities for other people. If we don't block him, he'll just bat the ball down anyway. And if we do get a man-on-man, a lot of times he has a chance to beat our tackles one-on-one. There is no good solution for handling Montez Sweat, and it's exactly why the Bears defense is playing at a high level. Again, watch us on the outside. This is completely by design. You can see both receivers working verticals. This is a design clear out. They're not blocking him at all. It's supposed to be an easy completion. Instead, it's an incomplete pass. The Montez Sweat effect. All right, let's talk about Sweat's athleticism. There he is on the left side of your screen. So the Lions here are going to be faking an outside zone to that direction right there to the left side of the offense. The right side of your screen, they're going to get everybody up front working this way. Get the running back working that way. Quarterback's going to fake this way and work out in the flat. And again, Montez Sweat has to respect the handoff and get out in space. This is an offensive play that everybody runs. The Lions are really good at it. It generates a lot of big time plays for them usually, but Sweat negates it here and helps out his DBs. Let's check out how it goes. All right, there's a snap. You can see everyone sprinting. You can see Jared Goff on the bootleg. Look how fast Sweat covers ground, forces an inaccurate throw, incomplete pass. Great defense. Again, there's not a lot of defensive ends that can change directions and are that long, that fast, get in his face. Look how quickly this ground is covered here. So here, let me freeze frame it right here. So at this point, let me go a little bit further, right there. So at this point, there is 6 yards of separation between Goff and Sweat. Goff is in a dead run already to the sideline. Sweat just changes direction. Look how fast Sweat covers ground, gets in Goff's face, gets a hand up, makes it an accurate throw, allows the DB to break it up. These DBs get to celebrate for a nice play. And it is a nice play for the DBs. Don't want to take anything away from them. But because you have a guy like Sweat, again, the Tez effect continues to grow. He helps makes this play a lot easier. Because right here, I mean, there's a yard of separation. If Montez Sweat isn't there, that's probably a completion. Instead, this DB gets a PBU, a pass breakup, and he gets to celebrate.
Yeah, Nick, and I think this is really just Montez Sweat being Montez Sweat, causing players to do big things. But we see this play, a stop by the defense. But one thing that we like to talk about is PFF's stop metric. These are tackles and plays that are a failure for the defense, and Montez Sweat has really started picking up his production in that. Before getting to the Bears, he was doing a very good job at producing stops. He had 17 on the season. Now he has started to pick things back up. He's gotten 5 in the last 2 games. I think he's back on pace to get these stops going because these are absolutely game-changing plays. I think we're going to see a lot more from Sweat to come in the next couple of games.
All right, this next play is all about Sweat's effort, and there you can see him right there on the left side of your screen. So the Lions are bringing the tight end in motion. He's going to be a lead block this way. They're going to get everybody zone blocking up front this way for the Lions offense. And again, this whole point here, and actually they're going to block out on Sweat right here, then get everybody zone block in that direction, and then the tight end's going to lead around this way coming in motion. But again, the whole point of this play right here is just to get a cutback opportunity for the running back wherever he sees a hole. But this is all about effort for Montez Sweat and athleticism. This is the next level plays that I think really jump out the screen. To me, this is what separates him between him and a lot of other edge defenders. Let's check out how it goes. All right, there's a snap. You can see everyone sprinting to their left. And right there, right, you can see the natural cutback lane opening up, either right up the hole here or most likely behind this way. But look at Montez Sweat trailing the play. Look at his effort. Look at his energy, north and south, make the tackle. Look at that. Yes, sir. Great football. Talk about a competitor. Talk about a guy who wants to play, win a lot of football games in the future for Chicago. Guy helped the Bears win a few football games since he's joined the Bears. This is how you get it done. This is next level effort, hustle, and 1-2. This is why you pay a guy money. Guys who do this are deserving of extensions. This is why I like Sweat over Chase Young. Chase Young's a great player, and I'm not taking anything away from Young's effort. I think he tries hard just as well, but I think Sweat's at another gear, and this plays a great example of that. All right, this last play in the cup is just another example of the Tez effect. And right here, we can see across the board, the Bears have 5 defensive linemen right there. And of course, you can see Sweat right there inside. And again, you talk about a guy who's one on the outside. This is a guy who's basically acting like an old school defensive tackle, getting penetration, forcing the quarterback to not be able to step up in the pocket. It allows other guys to make plays off the edge here in a big time pass rush situation. And again, if you look at this situation schematically, the Lions have a running back to this side. They have a tight end here to help and chip on an edge rusher. They've got a lot of bodies on the same side as Montez Sweat. It's all about, at this point, getting penetration in the pocket, opening up opportunities for other people. That's exactly what he does. Let's check out how it goes. All right, you can see the blitz coming. The running back goes to pick him up. You can see they chip number 53. This is actually really good design here by the Lions. Let me go back to the beginning. The Lions take their tight end and chip the outside linebacker, and they take their tackle to chip Montez Sweat. So they do kind of a double chip here, then the tackle works out. That's a smart design. But again, the whole focus here is to get some help on Montez Sweat. They do that. It opens up one-on-one opportunities on the left side of the offensive line, right side of the defense, and they get the sack. But here's the key part. Look at the penetration Montez Sweat gets, even after getting chipped. So right here, if I freeze frame it, you can see number 5, he's got the linebacker stalemate right around the line of scrimmage. You can see the nose guard and the outside linebacker right around the line of scrimmage. They're not generating a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Number 91 is blowing through number 68. But at this point, Jared Goff could theoretically step up or maybe work to his right if Montez Sweat wasn't burying the guard right into his lap, results in a sack for 91. Again, the effect that Montez Sweat brings to this defense is extraordinary. He forces a lot of attention on him and still gets pocket push, allows the opportunity for other edge defenders to make big time plays just like this. And I tell you what, Bears fans, expect more of this as the season goes on and as the years goes on. These are skills, these are plays, these are designs that aren't just one-time mirages. They're recipes for long-term success.